Greetings, YouTube. It's hard for me to believe this, but I recently got a notification that it's been about 3 years already since I started my MCOC YouTube channel way back in the summer of 2017. It's amazing to think about how far not only my account, but my life has come in those 3 years, and it's 100% a credit to you, YouTube. When I started this channel, I felt like I knew very little about the game in terms of my peers. I felt like I mainly just tracked deals because I saw a bunch of people in the line app especially who would ask, "Is this a good deal?" And they'd send the screenshot. And I would try to explain, well, last month we got it for this, so it's a better deal than that or it's a worse deal than that. And eventually I just thought, well, I don't really see anyone on YouTube that reviews every deal. I see a lot of people review the major deals like July 4th or OG Vision coming to the contest for X amount of units, but I don't see everybody talking about the 4-star shard deal, right? Or whatever new deal there is. So that was kind of my inspiration. But, when somebody asked me, Prof, what were your expectations of your channel at the beginning? My hope, my prayer, the best case scenario was never to make any money or to even get to 1,000 subscribers. It was that someday when somebody said, hey, is there a channel that you should check out on YouTube to help grow your knowledge of the game? At least one person out there would say, hey, I discovered this guy who reviews offers and has, tips every once in a while. You should check him out. And so I view all of my predecessors that inspired me to create a channel as like the Avengers. And I never viewed myself as part of that. I just kind of wanted to be at the table. Maybe it's the very end of the table, right? Maybe it's a little distanced from the rest, but it's still there. And I can proudly say that, at least in some people's eyes, I think I'm there, right? And that is a credit, again, to all of you. And I want to remind you of how my channel started. By the way, I'm speaking into a microphone that didn't exist, editing into a computer that didn't exist, in a studio that didn't exist, that I have spent so much time and effort, but mainly it's been because of you all that this all exists. And I'm not trying to say that to be, too humble, quote unquote. It's just true. It's just a fact. When I started, my Map 5 Alliance Quest Slayer was, thank God, rank down tickets happened since then. This guy, 4-star Awakened Hulkbuster. He was my MVP. I had one strategy. I didn't even really know how to parry. I just would do all I could to get to a special 3 and then do a special 3. Hulkbuster, even pre-beta, did some good damage on a special 3. So I would just do regular attacks, lights and mediums, the usual combo. And then I would wait and I would end the fight with a special 3. And I thought, man, Hulkbuster, he's pretty dang good. He must be like one of the best champions in the game. If he was, of course, there would be no need to have a beta test inspired by the community's vote to have him be the number one needed to be upgraded champion in the game. So it was Hulkbuster that started me off. And it was also, believe it or not, Mrs. Marvel. Once she got awakened and I saw that energy absorption really did make a big difference as my attack increased, as you can see, by over 1,000 based on stored power, then I started to feel as though like, hey, I'm actually doing some damage. And I used to be so scared. I used to be that guy that never took on mini bosses or certainly the final boss in Alliance Quest because I couldn't really afford, since I was mostly a free-to-play player, I couldn't afford to lose a bunch of revives and potions. And so I was just scared, timid, and weak. And I would wait. And we knew there were one or two guys in the Alliance that if you waited long enough, you would absolutely get them to take down the boss. I'm not proud of that. I would like to think that I am now one of those people that will take down and destroy the boss if they're still open. In fact, my Alliance is so competitive amongst each other that we take pride in actually beating each other to the mini boss and the final boss, and that's just an awesome place to be in. And it reminds me that I will make an updated video, since it's been over a year now, of when you should look to leave your alliance, because I've been getting that question a lot recently for some reason. So I started with a rating of like a couple 100,000, which at the time felt incredible, and it was mainly 4-star champs that were behind my overall rating. You look at 3 years later, and I am starting to slowly but surely approach a 2 million base hero rating. I've got that one rank 3 Awakened 6-star Human Torch after getting both the Science class for the 6-star Awakening Gem Crystal and the Tier 5 class Catalyst Crystal. And of course, I have a bunch of rank 5 65 5 stars as well. I can't believe, I was going through the other day, because sometimes you stop and you don't think about how many 5 stars I now have at max. There's 5, there's 10, there's 15, 20, 21, 22. 22 rank 5 stars. And then, of course, mostly because of stupid, no credit to me, all credit to RNG, I have just an insane 6-star roster that is something that I'll never quite understand, but always be thankful for. Now, I hear a lot of true feedback, and that is, Prof, the reason why your roster is so good is because you've produced a successful YouTube channel that gives you more disposable income to spend on the game. That is a fact. That is not disputable. That is irrefutable. But I think it's more than that, and it's not something that you could even quantify in credit card charges or swag bucks credits or whatever I used to spend on the game. It's that I stream basically once or twice a day, every day now, all year long. And so when I grind in the arena, something that I was so burnt out on that I wanted to quit several times and did quote-unquote retire once, I get to hang out and chat back and forth with some of the coolest people I have ever been privileged to come across in the game and outside the game. And when I'm doing the arena and I'm answering questions and I'm laughing and we're coming up with, inside jokes and we're opening crystals, I don't even remember or think about it as grinding the arena. I just think of it as like putting on something in the background to watch while you hang out at like a bar or a party. And that is the coolest part of having a YouTube channel, is opening up this world of global friendship and mentorship with people from all over the world. And all ages, all creeds, all backgrounds, all doing the same thing together, which is asking questions, laughing, and being a part of each other's lives. I have not been afraid to talk at all about my battle with depression and how 3 years ago, when I started this channel, I was at such a personal low that I didn't even know how much longer I wanted to do what I was doing. And I don't know what that means, and I'm trying not to get this to be too dark, but I just wasn't enjoying life anymore. The things that I had enjoyed for a long time, I was burnt out of, including this game, and I was very, very hopeless. And so without getting too religious on you, I said a prayer of something to change in my life, because I knew I couldn't keep going down the same road and I would never be happy. And then 3 years later, I went from this social experiment of a YouTube channel to being in a place where I get excited to get out of bed every day so that I can interact with you. And I take pride in offer reviews and crystal openings, crystal opening commentaries, and breaking news digestions. I also take pride in the fact that every video is an experiment of sorts. And sometimes I'm going to make mistakes. Sometimes I'm going to be correct. But no matter what, it is an experiment about how to improve as a communicator and as a human being. This game could be here another 10 years. It could be gone in another 10 days. You never know. But the community is what YouTube is all about. And my channel motto really is, it's not about clicks, it's about community. And you all have given me the best community I could ask for. And I'm in the best place personally that I've been in a long time, thanks to you. And so I felt inspired after that notification came up about 3 years on YouTube for MCOC that I would make this video not only to show you that you really can go from Hulkbuster to Doctor Doom, but also that you can go from depression to being content. And of course, everybody has bad days. It's not like I'm never depressed just because I'm where I am. But I no longer have that sense of purposelessness. I don't think that's a word, right? I have a purpose. Why not just say it that way? I no longer feel like my life is meaningless because I do feel like even when my videos suck, and yes, that does happen, I still see one person say, hey, I enjoyed it. Or, personally, hey, Prof, thanks for making that mistake. I feel better about myself because I didn't publicly humiliate myself like you did today. I actually appreciate that feedback because I think, that's a good point. But regardless of how long this game has, I just want to promise you, the YouTube viewer, that I am as committed as ever to not only trying to produce the best possible content, but continuing to respond to thousands of messages that I get every week to make this community the best it can and to improve not just as a content creator, but like I said, a human being. Because you, the YouTube viewer, deserve nothing less, and I am incredibly thankful in ways that words cannot even express for what you've given my life. You've breathed into my soul, and I am now so much more whole than I was 3 years ago.